What's up, guys, and welcome to The Married Life. This is Joe.
And this is Krissy.
And we exist to help build stronger marriages, to create stronger families, to form stronger communities.
That's right. Alrighty.
Should I leave the headphones on? You want me to take them off?
Leave the headphones on and take everything else off.
Oh, my gosh. That's right. And Krissy and I are going through a book, and we wanted to talk a little bit about that book. It's called
Atomic Habit.
That's right.
What did I say?
I don't know.
I said habits, but I meant habits.
I thought you said it right, so I was flowing with it.
Sorry.
Okay, well, no, that's good. So it's Atomic Habits.
Atomic Habits.
What's it about?
I don't know the author.
You don't?
Do you?
I can look him up real quick.
Yeah. No, it's not spiritual at all. But it's really about creating new habits in your life and why some things that we do stick and why others don't.
James Clear.
Oh, I knew that because I looked up his website. I'm an idiot.
Dang.
No. But it's just about creating habits in your life and just becoming a new person. He gives really cool strategic ways to do it, and they're easy. Mm-hmm. It's not like you need to be a scientist or anything to do it, but it's just very practical.
That's what I love about it. It's so practical, because I read another habits book that was really good, but it didn't really give me like the practical steps on, okay, how do I actually create these habits? And he does that. And so we actually want to talk about that today, because the second or third chapter is all on identity. Mm-hmm. And he talks about how you can't form a new habit out of a goal, right? So like a goal is you want to lose 15 or 20 pounds, right? Mm-hmm. Well, so you do a fad diet, you lose the weight, and then what happens? You
gain it all right back.
Right.
And some, probably.
Right. Because you get off the fad diet and you go back to the way you were living, because you didn't change your identity. But if you switch the mindset of, not that I'm going to do this diet to lose this weight, but I want to be a healthy person, you're going to see results.
Exactly.
And in the book, he has a story of a girl who actually does that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She, I don't think she set out to lose 100 pounds. She just wanted to lose weight. So she changed one small mindset that she had. So every day, and we all have this, every day we have, thousands of decisions to make, probably all day. And so many of those are related to our health and our eating habits. And so she just changed a small mindset. And she said whether she was going to eat something, she would say to herself, would a healthy person eat that? Mm-hmm. And if it had to do with exercise or moving or whatever, she would say, would a healthy person do that? Right. For instance, would a healthy person take a cab, or would they walk? Would they take the stairs, or would they take the elevator? Would they choose a salad, or would they choose
a burrito?
I would choose a burrito though. Every time. But you get the idea where...
That's why we're not healthy people.
But that was just a small change. It wasn't difficult. Well, it wasn't complicated, right? But it was probably very difficult, because all of those little decisions are hard. Yep. Because we want the burrito. Right. And we want to take an Uber.
Right. Exactly. Because it's quicker, it's faster, it's easier.
Yeah.
But whatever is successful in life isn't easy in life. Right. Success takes work. Mm-hmm. And so we want to hit on that, on what it looks like in marriage, because what's the identity you have for your marriage? Mm-hmm. A lot of times when Krissy and I counsel people, Krissy asks them, why did God put you together? Like, that is such a good question that a lot of couples don't have the answer to. It's kind of like,
well, here's the thing. If you don't know that answer, once things get difficult, like, you're out. If you think that you're married because you're in love, you're not going to feel in love forever. No. I do.
Oh, me too. Oh my gosh. We're going to pause this, go make out, come right back.
Okay, we're back.
But love is a choice, not a feeling.
And it's true. And so, but if you have a bigger why than just the two of you and your insignificant feelings that change from
minute to minute.
Yeah, it's so stupid. We are not created to live. We were just watching something on this the other day.
Judah Smith.
Yeah, and we're not created to live off of our feelings.
Right.
We are created to live off of God's truth. And so if you can change your mindset, if that is a small mindset that you can change between you and your spouse, I think, anything's possible.
Right. And so for me personally, a couple of weeks ago, Krissy and I were out and I was just having a bad morning. I don't know why. I mean, I'm sure you guys have never woke up on the wrong side of the bed, you know, like you guys are all perfect out there. And I'm striving to be more like you. I really am. But I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, mad for some apparent reason. And I didn't even start off mad, but somewhere I just got annoyed by my spouse who did nothing wrong to me. It's just, you know, my sin.
I'm perfect.
That's right. I'm like, why am I mad at her? She's perfect. Look at her. Look at those beautiful golden locks. Your hair's not
brown,
gold, by the way.
It's the gray hair.
Look at those beautiful white locks. Anyways, so I just felt prompted, you know, by God to go to Philippians. And I thought he was going to tell me to go to Philippians 4:8, which is like, think on everything that is noble and graceful and blah, you know, blah, blah. I'm like, I don't want to think on that right now, God. But I actually went and read Philippians 4:5 that it says, let your gentleness be evident to all. The Lord is near. Mm-hmm. And I was like, ooh, you got me. Because maybe I was coming across as gentle to Krissy, because later on I was telling you about this. You're like, you were upset today? You know, I'm like, oh, that's good, you know?
I mean, I kind of knew. Right. You weren't yourself.
I was just really short, really annoyed, you know? I'm like, what the frick? You know?
I don't know.
Yeah, right? That happens a lot. All right, Joe needs a nap or food. You know, he's a baby. Let's get him taken care of. But anyways, I just thought, I was like, okay, I'm going to even start doing that. So I memorized that verse, obviously. Like, I didn't just read it. Thank you very much. Like, got it memorized. But I'm asking myself, like, would a gentle husband say this? Would a gentle husband make this facial expression? Because sometimes we don't even have to say anything, right? It's just our face says it, and our face says, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
And then my wife's like, well, you ain't getting none. And I'm like, stupid face.
Is that all through, like, nonverbal physical cues? Yeah. We could do a meme or something.
That would be funny. But it's something that I'm working on, because I want my identity to be a gentle husband, you know? Because a lot of times we're called gentlemen, but we don't act gentle at all.
Ooh. Burn.
I just burned myself. That's why I don't play with fire. So there's some quotes in the book that we want to hit on, things that really spoke to us that, again, we're just trying to apply and change. But he says that true behavior change is identity change. I
love the visual that he gives. And he always says, like, go to my website, check out the visual. But it's so simple. Mm-hmm. He has this, like, there's 3 circles, and each one are within each other. So there's a small circle, a bigger circle, and then a bigger circle outside of that. And they're all together. And in the middle is identity. Mm-hmm. And then the second one, what's the second one? Process. And then the third one is just your goal. And he talks about most of us, you know, going into January or whatever it may be, we're just trying to get the goal. Like, the goal is our focus. Mm-hmm. And 2 weeks later,
it's gone.
We fail.
Yep.
You know, but the whole idea is to get into the core, and that's why it's in the middle, and changing your identity within it versus working outside in. Because here's the thing, none of us are motivated enough to do it long enough to go from goal to identity.
Right.
It normally works with identity, and then eventually you'll hit all your goals.
Right.
So I just love that visual of how he interprets that.
Yeah, for sure. He also says this, it's hard to change your habits if you never change your underlying beliefs that lead to that behavior. Mm-hmm. You know, like, you have to understand why you were doing it in the first place, and who am I that I'm going to actually change to be who I want to be, you know? And so for me, even, you know, I told some people this last week. I went to the gym and I was tired and did not want to work out. So I was like, I'm just going to take a power nap in the parking lot and see how I feel when I wake up. I woke up and I was more tired than I was before. I was like, well, that didn't work. And so I thought, I'm going to go in and just do one thing. I'm just going to do one set, and then I'm going to feel like at least I came in and did something, you know? And I went in and I did one set, and I was like, well, I can probably superset this, so I'll do chest and back. Ended up doing all 4 of my sets, had a really good workout. But it's because still I went to the gym, right? I didn't feel like going, but I'm identifying myself as someone that is healthy. Right. And so I've created this habit, and even I thought if I just go in and do one thing, then I'm sticking with my identity. Because again, it can be easy to look at like a marriage you look up to, or again, something you want to change in your life to be better at, and you see someone else killing it, and you can get, you know, like, well, I'm never going to be like that. Well, they were never like that.
Exactly.
It was one choice at a time, one thought at a time, that I don't want to go to the gym. It's early. I'm tired. I'm just going to go for 10 minutes and see what I can do.
Well, 2 things on that. One, that was our relationship. I mean, you cheated on me multiple times, But would I identify you right now as a cheater? Well, no, because you don't do that.
Right.
Then, of course. And so we changed a whole lot of habits to get where we are today. But, over the course of time, that is no longer your identity.
Right.
But two, he talks about it also in the book where it's like proven where if you skip a let's just go back to the workout. If you skip a workout, you're more than likely to skip another one, to skip another one.
Yep.
And then that's where we all eventually fall off. Versus you just went in and you said, I'm just going to do one.
Yep.
But you just don't do one.
No.
You're like, well, I'm here now. I
Yep.
might as well just finish my workout.
Yep.
And so even if you can do a small portion of what you think, you don't have time to do or whatever it may be, just fraction it out, do a small portion of it, and you're still trying to create that habit.
Right. Something else he says is that the goal isn't to read a book. The goal is to become a reader. The goal isn't to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner. It becomes part of my identity.
That's right. I've even changed my lingo. I was talking to somebody else about this, and she's like, man, I want to read this book and this book. And I'm just not a reader. I'm like, yes, you are. And I went back to this book, and I'm like, you just need to start. I'm like, you don't even have little kids. Like, come on. I've got little kids, and I'm like trying to read and like get these kids off of me and be able to focus. And so I was like, no, just change your identity.
Yep.
I am a reader, even if I don't.
Even if it's a paragraph a day, just one blog. It's not even starting with a book. Start reading.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And then it just becomes this habit in your life. And I've said that about myself in running. I'm a terrible runner. I am so bad at it. But these last few weeks at the gym, I've just like, I don't know. And this might not seem like a lot to you people, but I'm like.
To you people.
You people, you runners out there. But I can run a mile before my workout. It's like my warm up at this point. And I'm really proud of myself. And I'm just, honestly, when did we first read this book? Because we're on the second round right now. So last month we
read it in May.
Yeah. And so
we went through it in May.
Since then, I mean, it hasn't even been a full month probably since I got to that chapter. And I'm already, and so I already see a huge difference.
Yep.
In my identity.
Well, I mean, and that plays to this point that he says, every action has a vote to the person I want to become. No single instance will change my beliefs. It has to happen multiple times.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so it is like, I'm a runner. So I'm going to go today, even if it's even if it's less than a quarter of a mile,
Right.
Even if it's just down the sidewalk and back, you're starting it. Right. Because you ran. So you are a runner.
Exactly.
And pretty soon you're going to go to the end of the sidewalk and be like, I can go further. And that's what you do.
I did.
I
did the other day. I was like, I could probably go more than a mile. And I did. It wasn't that much longer, but I did it.
You did it.
I did it.
100%.
I'm a runner.
You're a runner, babe. You're a runner. And a looker.
Ooh.
But this is so important, especially on, again, asking yourself, what would a blank person do? So today, even think about, okay, what identity do I want?
Mm-hmm.
In my marriage, what do I want my marriage to look like?
Mm-hmm.
And asking yourself, okay, what would a loving wife do? What would a loving wife say? How would a serving husband serve? How would a gentle husband respond to this? How would, and asking that before you react, because as just men, we're morons. We just kind of like say, things that just come to our mind. And it's like, man, I'm trying to ask myself this question before I actually say something, because I want to form a marriage that other people admire, that other people are like, man, how do I get to that? Because we all see the 50-year-old couple, the 60-year-old, like the people that have been married, and you're like, man, goals.
Yeah.
Well, what am I going to put in place to reach those goals? Like I have to find out, okay, he's very gentle with his wife. He doesn't get angry easily. He doesn't get offended easily. So would a unoffended husband be dwelling on this right now?
Right. Yeah. Just look at the areas in your life that you feel like you need, and maybe you need help with that. Maybe you need counseling or some pastors to come alongside of you, or even friends who have a really inspiring marriage. Maybe you just need to get around those people and say, hey, like, what does that take? Okay, now that I know what it takes, I'm going to start identifying as that. But I also think this goes kind of across the table to your spouse, where yes, you need to think and change your own identity, but sometimes our spouses just need to be told that there's something.
Yeah.
And this is more biblical than habitual.
Yeah.
but speaking life into your spouse and looking for the things that you see in them or the things that you want to see in them. I mean, Jesus, we probably talked about this before, but Jesus spoke to many dead things and called them alive. Was he lying? No. I mean, they were dead, so it wasn't technically, quote unquote, the truth, but he was speaking something into existence. And the Bible says that if you are saved and if you have the Holy Spirit living inside of you, you have that same power.
Yep.
And so, yes, use these habits to form new ones in your own life, but also use your words to speak life into your spouse.
Right.
I just think it's really important.
Well, the Bible talks about that. In the tongue, there's the power of life and death. And so you have to think of that sometimes we're not even speaking, but we're still thinking. It's our inside our head tongue running to ourselves. So we're either speaking life or death to ourselves. And so you want to speak life to yourself. A gentle husband would do this. Okay, I'm going to say this. And then, like you just said, speaking life to your wife, to your husband, vice versa, on what you see and what you see that they could be. Because I had one couple ask me, it wasn't a couple, it was two ladies, after a church service, and I got done speaking on marriage. And they brought up, well, you said to speak, life into them, but what if again, they're dead? I'm like, right, well, you see that they're dead, right? Spiritually, like not physically, like they were physically alive, just so.
What do I do? Call an ambulance.
Find a new husband. He's a goner. No, so they're just saying like they don't come to church, they don't read the Bible, any of this stuff, and they're just, saying what it is. And I get that. I said, right. But you see on the inside their potential, right? You see, and that's our vision statement at Road to Life Church, where we're pastors, is that we want to help people realize and reach their potential in Christ.
Right.
So you're calling out that potential. That potential might be dormant right now. It might just be a seed that you need to water by speaking to that.
Right,
and so
exactly.
when you're seeing your husband and they're being lazy, I love it when you're, serving.
You worked so hard today at work.
There you go.
I appreciate it.
Yep.
Like, they brought home money. Like,
Yep.
You know what I mean? They weren't lazy all day.
When they do little things, you speak it. Oh, you are so helpful around the kitchen. They only put their dishes away, still, like speaking it, because again, sometimes it's so easy to nag on what they are doing and not who we see them as.
Yeah.
But we need to start speaking as who we see that they could be.
Yep.
Because some of your spouses out there, they don't have an identity for themselves.
Yeah.
You got to speak that identity into existence for them. That's what Bobby Bogart said when we were talking with him before. He said that, Rose was saying, man, you are such a good husband. You're such a good dad. You are such a servant. And he literally, after so many times of hearing this, was reflecting. It was like, I'm not any of those things, but I want to be.
Now you want to live up to those expectations.
Yes. Because it's not even expectations. It's identity.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants an identity. When somebody says that, like, that makes me feel good. I do. I want to be a husband that other men look up to. I want to be a dad that other people like. I want to be a dad like that my kids are memorizing scripture and that my kids want to go to church and my kids want to hang out, like these different things.
Yeah.
And again, it's because of my identity, and you speak into me and I speak identity into you. And then also it's like, what behaviors do I have to change to be who I want to be?
Right.
Because I can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results.
Right.
That's insanity.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about the workout. That's literal insanity. So, for any of you that want to go deeper into this, I'll put in the show notes and link to the book. Again, it's called Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's such a good read. Krissy and I listened to it on Audible. So again, you can be a reader by being a listener.
Right.
That's
true.
And again, because something that is part of our identity is that we're learners. And that's even one of our values here at Road to Life Church, is that everyone is a learner, that we could learn from Gwen, which I have, because she's told me I talked to Kara, our 21-year-old, different than I talked to her. And I'm like, ooh, that's a shot, okay, I got to work on that. And I can learn from our pastors, Pastor Dave and Vanessa. So, it's such a wide range that we can learn from anyone. And we're always trying to learn, whether it's a book, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a blog, whatever it is. And again, whether it's a child, we can learn from everyone. So I would just say that's something to focus on, having that identity of a learner. And you guys already are by listening to this podcast. You're already trying to grow. Same with us. We were listening to Shannon Odell earlier on the way here.
On our own podcast. But it was from him.
Because he was so good.
We don't listen to ourselves, guys.
Yeah. They're like, wow, these people are vain. Oh my gosh, Krissy, that was good. I'm going to quote myself. No, we were listening to Shannon. And I would say, again, if you're new to the podcast and you haven't listened to our conference sessions, go back and listen to that. Pastor Dave and Vanessa are on it. Those are our lead pastors. Pastor Mike and Julie, who are out of New York City. They were at Road to Life, and then we helped plant them in V1 in New York City, V1 Church. And then Pastor Shannon Odell with Brand New Church down in Arkansas.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, but those are awesome sessions, and again, we want to be teachable. We want to be learners.
That's it.
So I would say for you guys, even that, figuring out, okay, what else can I grow or growing, and I would say Atomic Habits is a must listen. Again, this is our second time going through it.
It doesn't matter what you're trying to do in life. This is a must listen. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
A must read.
A must read.
Or listen, whatever you want to do. But it'll change your life and the way that you think about creating new habits in your life. It's a lot easier and simple than you think it is.
Yeah.
Don't overthink it.
Don't overthink it. Just, would a blank person do this?
Exactly.
Would a good husband do this? Would a loving wife say that?
Yep.
And just switching that identity.
That's it.
Yep. Well, I'm Joe.
And I'm Krissy.
And this is The Married Life. We exist to help build stronger marriages, to create stronger families, to form stronger communities. Thank you guys for listening today, and we'll see you next week right here at The Married Life.